Hello and welcome, Bronx Brothers Motorcycles. If you're a returning subscriber, glad you're back. If you're new here, glad you're here. On today's video, I'm going to show you how to fix a flat. It's basically a slow leak. I bought this bike and they had put a plug in the tire, and that plug is leaking. And I have a new product that I'm going to be putting. For those of you that don't know, I have a tire machine. It's really manual, but it holds the wheel in place, which is the biggest help of the machine itself. So I've saved a lot of money doing this myself. If you don't know, I have a variety of motorcycles. And this machine, I'll call it a machine. It's really not a machine, because a machine to me is something that does something. This thing just sits there and holds my wheel. And I'll show you that in a few. But this thing has already paid for itself with like 5 wheels that I have, 5 tires that I've changed. And it continues to do so. So I don't know if you guys know what the cost of that is today, but it's somewhere in the vicinity of, I want to say $60 to get a tire changed. It's not cheap. And this machine cost me about $125. And anyhow, let's get with the video. All right, let's go to the intro. Well, as you can see, I got a garage full of motorcycles here in various forms of disrepair, I guess. We're not going to talk about that one, about that black one, because I haven't introduced that one to anyone yet. But I'm working on this bike here. This is my 09 Electroglide with a bunch of goodies in it. And I've already put back the forks. I'm doing some system work to the head unit, getting that ready, and I'm happy with how that's turning out. I actually have a backup camera that I'm installing to the head unit, so when I'm riding I can just have that on, and at a glance I can see what's behind me if I'm riding with a group, or if I'm at a stoplight, a stop sign, whatever, and I can, I see a car barreling down on me, I will be able to move out of the way. These are my other bikes, which I'm not gonna get into, but I just want to show you guys, if you're new here, that I have a variety of motorcycles, and I'm always doing something with motorcycles. If you like motorcycles like I like motorcycles, then you are in the right place. On this channel we talk about all different types of motorcycles. It's basically stuff that can be done to any bike. I have my preferences of motorcycles that I have. But it was just yesterday that I was on Facebook and somebody asked a question on one of the off-road groups and says, what is a motorcycle that you absolutely hate? And my response to that was, I haven't met a motorcycle that I don't like. I mean, there's some ugly ones out there and so on and so forth. But, I started at the bottom of the barrel. I remember I started riding in '79, and there was a few times I didn't have a motorcycle. I rode a 125, and I've always been a street rider. I've ridden some ugly ducklings, and they brought me joy, so who am I, right? Well, let me show you the machine that I'm talking about. This is the apparatus, and what this does is it does a few things. This lever down here helps me to break the bead on the tire. which without that it's really difficult. That is probably one of the more challenging things to changing a tire, is breaking the bead on it. And by that, if you don't know what I'm saying, is the bead is how it's stuck to the wheel, okay, to the rim itself, dislodging it from the rim. Usually it's been on there a while and it is tight, and even if the tire is flat, they don't come off that easy. The other thing this thing does is hold the wheel in place. I put the wheel on there, and with these hooks I grab the bottom of the wheel, then I strap it, put a strap around it, and I'm able to take the tire off of the wheel. So that's what that does for me. It helps a lot. It wasn't very expensive, but you know, by the time I take my tire, my wheel, to a shop, and all the time I'm wasting going there, waiting, and you know, just wasting time, really, I can do this myself at home for nothing, for free, for the price of the tire. So, but that, I'm not going to show you today how to change a tire, because I have another video that I've explained that. What I'm going to show you today is a product, and I'll show you how I use it and all, that is better than a plug. So if you're going, you know, on a long ride, if you're going on a long ride, I feel that this is much better, safer than putting a plug in your tire, because as you can see, mine has a slow leak. So, and those can also, they can come out, they can fail 100%. Not that I've ever heard of that, but I've heard people say that they don't trust those things because they can pop out. So anyway, let's get to it. So this is the plug that is failing. You can clearly see it there bubbling up. Now, I don't want to come off as a snob. I've used plugs plenty of times. But if you have the option of doing it better, that's what we're talking about here. Okay, let's look at what we have here. That is the plug. So if you're familiar with that type of plug, in my opinion, I don't think it went in far enough, but that's just my opinion. I don't know how that one works, but that's the only thing in here as far as a plug, and that's what was leaking, right? So I'm gonna pull it out and show you what I'm putting in now. Okay, let's show you what we got. So this is the patch kit. You're gonna push this from the inside, obviously peel that off. The blue peels off, and then once you have it through on the other side, you cut the remainder. Okay, but that piece goes through the hole, right, and then you pull it with a plier. You get this tape off first. All this blue tape comes off. Now, before you do that, you want to rough up the area from the inside, and that's what that wheel does. So I'm going to rough up the patch area for this, and on top of that I have patch glue. So I'll rough it up, put some liquid cement, and then run this through the center, pull it out the other side, and after you do that, then you press it really good with this. Is that a lot of work? Well, as you know, tires aren't cheap, and it's only your life on those wheels. So in my opinion, it's a really good idea. So let's get busy. I think you can see that there. That's where the piece was. So I pull that tip off, that spike looking thing, and that's what's left. Let me pull it out with a plier. See if it comes off. Yep, that's what's left. Not sure if you can see it. So I'm now going to rough up the area with this. This battery died on me. I have 4 batteries and 3 are dead. Now I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, so you get the basic idea. I'm gonna scuff this up inside. I can't do it without 2 hands. So I'll put it here. Maybe you can see. That's it. That thing worked like a champ. Now I'll put some liquid cement, which I bought these. All of this stuff is on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. You guys can go on there. I'm gonna hit it with a little air first, get some of that dry rubber off. That's it. Now I'll put a little rubber cement on there. You know, I bought this in small tubes like this because this is the kind of stuff that dries up and goes to waste. So just basically making a circle, and I'm gonna rub my finger on it, make it a big circle, and then we're gonna wait. And I got my crappy pants on for that. So that is what it looks like. I think you could see it. So now we'll wait a little bit. I'll hit it with a little air to help the process. I can see the air has moisture in it, so that's not good. We'll wait. Okay, so the directions, I looked for them and they are in Chinese, and I thought maybe because you have to drill, you have to bore the hole out a little bit larger. Right there. Not sure if you can see that, but you have to bore the hole out a little bit larger. And I was hoping it would say, you know, like regular numbers. Is that a 44? I don't know. It doesn't look, I don't know what that is. But anyhow, I was hoping it was in millimeters or something, but it's not. The instructions are completely in Chinese, So I was gonna take a stab at it, and then I found on the box it's in English. That's the only instruction, but it still doesn't tell me what size bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and eyeball it and use this bit, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna poke a hole in it so that could come out easier. And I don't think that's big enough. Well, it looks pretty good. So it's been around 5 minutes. So now what it's telling me to do is peel all the blue tape off, and then add some liquid cement to this, and then stick it in and pull it out with a plier. I guess this acts as a lube. So that's what I'm gonna do. Ready to start. One, two. Not the easiest thing to do. If you guys don't have nails, use a razor blade. Usually helps. All you need to do is get a little corner. I got it. Get a little corner and stretch it. You don't want to have all dirty hands on this, messing up the glue. Looks to be that 3M tape, which is really good stuff. Okay, there we go. There's a truck going down my street tearing up trees. I guess trimming the trees. Throw that in there and find the hole. Okay. For your information, that's the piece that was the plug, besides the metal spike. Not quite. Got a little bit more to go. I'm gonna feel it. Come on, baby. Yeah, it's going. It really is. All right. A little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Give it another tug for good measure. That is all she wrote. Let's see what it looks like from the inside. Looks great. Take a look. Looks pretty good. It's got a folded edge right there, but that's not the end of the world. That's not gonna make or break me. Now, and the sky is getting darker and darker. Let's just roll this thing all over. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It looks better from this angle. I think we're done. Alrighty. Now we're just gonna cut this piece off here. Boom. It's all rubber, there's no metal in there, which is pretty cool. And that's all she wrote. We're gonna find out, because I'm going on a 2-hour ride and 2 hours back. I'm gonna find out. Well, that tire looks to have some meat, but it does look a little bit cupped. I don't know if you guys can see that. It has cupping on it, and I don't understand that, but I'm gonna continue to use it at least for a few more thousand miles, or a couple thousand miles, and then get rid of it. Well, there she is. That is the point. I guess you need a reference. Not sure if that helps, but all right, so here we are. Tires back on. You know, I tell you, so having done a few tires, I can tell you that what works, what saves the day, is patience. You're not gonna ruin your wheels. You're not gonna I mean, basically get frustrated is the main thing, because a lot of times it's just patience that is needed. You can't do this quick. You are not a machine. You're doing this by muscle, and it doesn't take a whole lot of muscle. It takes brains and patience. It's simple when you go slow. And the reason I'm saying that is because the first time I did it, I was frustrated, and I thought it was about muscle. And I called my son-in-law, who's a really strong guy, and he and I were fighting this tire on this wheel, and that's not the answer. So let's see if the leak is gone. No bubbles. Yay. That's what we're looking for. Just a second ago it was hailing. Crazy. It's not even supposed to be raining today. This temperature is really annoying. So I got the wheel fixed, the tire fixed the flat properly. I am on my way this evening 2 hours west of here, which is Richmond, Virginia, and I'm headed to a place where the BMW MOA is having an event. I'm actually gonna meet a friend of mine, and I don't know if you guys have friends like this, people that you have met on social media. And I know this gentleman for years, for quite a few years, and he's from Mexico City. He lives in Mexico City, but he's from Spain. He's a Spaniard that lives in Mexico City, and he is, I really don't know what type of work he does, but he is, I call him Mr. BMW. I mean, he's always on a different BMW. I believe he works doing something with BMW. I could be wrong. So he traveled from Mexico City up to Virginia. Last year he went to near Tail of the Dragon, and I was gonna take the trip, and he says, look, I'm in a rush. He goes, next year I'm going to Virginia near Richmond. And I said, that's perfect, that's real close. So I got the bike ready, and that's why I worked on the BMW and not the Harley. And I'm gonna be heading up there and see what it's all about. You know, if it's motorcycle related, I want to be there. And it's in my state, about 2 hours from here. So I'm gonna head there tonight, so that when I wake up in the morning, because I'm not an early riser, I will be there ready to go. And at some point I'll meet him, you know, we'll have lunch, whatever. And I have a couple of friends from Argentina like that. I was telling my daughter, I have 2 friends that one is from Buenos Aires and the other one is from, I can't remember where from, but it is a country town in Argentina. Cool guy, makes a lot of videos. The guy from Buenos Aires, I met him because he had the same bike I did. We met through social media. He had a ZX11. And then the other guy I met because he was on some mountaintop touring, and he was actually, tears were flowing, and he was describing the feeling. And I shared that video on Facebook, and it was quite emotional, you know. It was the first time guy's from a country town, and he's up in, I don't know where, in some snow-capped mountains. It was pretty impressive. Anyway, we've remained friends from a comment that I made there. And anyway, so I'm gonna go meet my friend Julio and take you guys along for the ride. But as for this video, that is it. The bike is done. I sprayed the soapy water on it. I don't know, I don't think you can see that mark, but that was soap and water, and everything's holding up. I wiped the bike down. She's ready to roll. I mean, she's only going 2 hours, so it's not a real big deal. And that is it. I was thinking of taking the saddlebags, but I'm not even gonna take an overnight bag, you know. I'm gonna take some undies in a plastic shopping bag, a toothbrush, and I'll wear the same jeans. You know, I'll take a t-shirt, and that's it. Because I'm getting there. I'm getting to the hotel tonight. You know, go to sleep, get up in the morning, get dressed and roll, and come back home tomorrow evening after a fun-filled day of motorcycle event. So there she is. I'm just taking the trunk, the top case, whatever you call it. You know, every motorcycle manufacturer has a different name for that thing. It's a tour pack, it's a trunk, and it's a top case. 3 different names, depends what you ride. Okay, my people, and that is it. If this is your first time on this channel, I ask you to please consider subscribing. Okay, this channel is all about motorcycles, different types of motorcycles. Okay, we talk about a variety of motorcycles. We do a lot of touring. We do how-to videos. I do gear reviews. I do reviews on different parts and accessories and helmets, gloves, all that kind of stuff. So if you're into motorcycles, all types of motorcycles, it doesn't matter what it is, you're in the right place. All right? Well, you all take care. Watch out with the crazy people on the roads, and I will catch you on the next one. Adios.